the national capital to formulate the joint strategy for the Lok Sabha. The bigwigs from the Congress, the Samajwadi Party, the NCP-SP, Trinamool Congress, the Aam Aadmi Party and the DMK were present in this meeting. Meanwhile, slamming the bill as unconstitutional, the opposition members and the bigwigs, including the AICC President Mallikarjun Kharge, has affirmed that the opposition shall work together on the floor of the parliament to defeat the centre by formulating a strategy. The larger focus is now how will the numbers stack up, and that also remains to be the big focus at this point of time. Well, I'm delighted to have my guest on the broadcast, Sumit, political commentator, and advocate Ashwini Dubey are joining me live on the broadcast for the same. Appreciate you both for being with me live on the broadcast. Mr. Peer, always a pleasure speaking to you, and at this point of time, I believe excitement is there because we have been talking about the Waqf Bill that will be presented, and the arguments have already started. The political war of word has been escalated, and now the state governments and the opposition have kept their monumentum also up for why exactly this is becoming very contentious. Now, when we talk about the proposed amendments, that is something which has taken a large chunk for the justification by the opposition members. How do you react to this Waqf now coming and becoming the latest flashpoint, specifically between the centre and the opposition?
Good morning, ma'am. Thank you very much, Simranji, for having me on your show. Well, you see, the point is very simple. There have been a lot of injustices which have been done to the majority community here. There have been a lot of things which have been done blatantly for Muslim appeasement. There have been a lot of things which have been done as a part of Congress's Niti of Muslim appeasement. While as the fact remains, the history says that Pakistan was cut, Muslims got their hissa. Whatever they got, it was done. It is unfortunate or fortunate. Only history will tell they got what they was due. After that, there was no need for a Waqf Act or a Waqf Board or a Waqf Bill in this country. And even after that, it was given so much Draculian powers that it became a monster to handle. Like everything what they put a finger on becomes their property. You can't even go to court for your justification. There's a temple in Tamil Nadu, Temple Town, which is 1500 years old. Islam is 1400 years old, and the temple and the town is a Waqf property. Today, Siddhi Vinayak temple is a Waqf property. Mukesh Ambani's residence is claimed by them. Calcutta's assembly laws are claimed by that. By that virtue, Simranji, if you go, Muslims have ruled, these Mughals have ruled this country for 600 years. By that virtue, one day everything will become a Waqf property, and you and me will be the kirayadars in our own country. That is where it is going to head to. I mean, if it is not controlled, the way the Waqf Board has extended, the way they have used they have misused the powers that were given to them, and Congress by purpose did it. Congress by purpose as a part of Muslim appeasement did it. Now the country we are not against the Waqf as such, we want that it should be regulated, it should be controlled, and the new amendments sort of proposed in the bill are talking of regulation, control and management. You can't have a government of its own, you can't have a judicial system of its own, you can't have a Pakistan in perpetuity brewing in this country. Pakistan to ban gaya na. You can't have that thing, that fiasco, that mentality brewing in this country. That is what this is about. And how can only Muslims have such provisions and such liberties? What is wrong with the Hindu? What is wrong with the Sikh? What is wrong with the Jain, Parsi, Yahudi, Parsi? There are so many communities here. Why this kid gloves approach is to only one community and their rights and their liberty when country is already divided on religious lines once? Though unfortunate, but it is done and dusted. Then we had 4 wars with Pakistan, and still Pakistan is trying to bleed us. We will have an attack in Punch. We'll have a ceasefire violation. We have some problems going here and there, and this phenomena of perpetuity and this phenomena of entitlement, in my opinion, has to come to an end. It has to be equal everybody has to be equal in the front of law, and this amendment is the minimum what is required to protect the peace, harmony and secular fiber of this country. Because look, I'll be very direct. You can't take Hindus for granted all the time, all the way, and hope that, there are a bunch of naive people that they will just take everything lined up. Gone are those days when in the Congress era, when the bomb blast used to go up in a Mumbai, the next day some of the Lutyens media channels will show resilience of Bombay. Because you get beaten, you get killed, you lost your 300 people, and tomorrow you go to a work and they say resilience of Mumbai. They were the kind of images that were shown. But so it was given a notion that pitte raho, chalte raho. I mean, that kind of a mentality, that kind of a ethos, that kind of a sense of entitlement has to go. And people are expecting this from Modi ji. Modi ji has got a mandate for that, and Modi ji, it was a part of the agenda, and it is not fair. It is not being unfair to anybody. It is being fair to everybody. That is how I would sum it up.
Well, absolutely. In fact, Mr. Peer, much detailed and in fact, rightly put out dialogue that you are putting at this point of time when there are deliberations being held on each of the side of why exactly the recommendations, the reforms related to